Alrighty, guys, welcome into the live stream. Um, we got severe weather to cover. We've got a pretty lengthy stream tonight. There's a good chance we're on here all night. There's a chance I don't sleep. Hopefully we sleep. We'll see what happens. We've got a pretty significant overnight severe weather threat across Kansas and Oklahoma tonight, as well as tomorrow possibly a tornado outbreak across Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. So 2 big days of severe weather, guys, and then we'll probably quiet things back down again in terms of severe weather. But we are going to also be watching for the potential for multiple tropical systems that could make landfalls or get close to the United States. We're going to talk more severe weather. We'll kind of do some tropical updates kind of here and there throughout the night tonight. But this is mostly going to be a severe weather live stream here. I'm actually going to zoom all the way out here. We'll come back over here. We got a lot going on across the board here. And let me actually make sure that I have all of this mess on this screen here pulled up. Let me there's always some type of issues that I have before I get on stream. I'm not even joking. So let me get this fixed real quick for you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I waited to get on live stream as late as I possibly could just due to the timing of these storms today. So we are finally getting storms. We have a severe thunderstorm watch, which is good to see. Finally, we have that out. So we will be basically kind of talking in a nutshell on what's going to be happening here. I'm actually going to get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Wanted to make sure that I had everything set up. All right, let's go to the board here and talk about what's happening right now across the SPC risk zone. Let me switch over here so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about, because that might help just slightly here. Let's refresh that so you guys can see everything. Hello, Justin. Welcome in on YouTube. Hope you are doing well. There we go. Got everything pulled up. All right. Always have something going on, I swear. All right, here is our risk zone for tonight. We do still have a low-end marginal risk across the lower Ohio Valley all the way up toward the northern Ohio Valley this evening. Very low-end chance. We actually had a couple tornado warnings in southeastern Ohio earlier this evening. Really didn't see anything confirmed at all out of that. We'll kind of wait and see if we get any damage reports or anything. And I didn't see anything super crazy with that. But there still is a lower threat for isolated severe weather tonight across portions of the lower Ohio Valley up towards western Pennsylvania. Just keep that in mind. Damaging winds and hail will be the primary threats if we get anything out of that. But our main threat for tonight is going to be up here from basically the Midwest down into the southern plains. If you were in northern Oklahoma, southern Kansas tonight, the better chance for multiple tornadoes, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and large hail over 3 inches in diameter. And this is sadly going to be an overnight event. Like, we're talking legitimately all night long through tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're going to ramp things back up again and potentially be looking at a tornado outbreak across portions of the Arklatek. And we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. Here is that tornado risk for tonight. If you guys have been watching my videos today, you know what's going on. We do have a 2% tornado risk tonight for portions of western Iowa and eastern Nebraska. Also looking at a 2% tornado risk here for southern Kansas, all the way back down here to northern Oklahoma. Now, Oklahoma City, you are just along that 2% tor risk line. So kind of be knowledgeable here, because we could see the potential for an isolated tor just north of you guys, maybe even in the city. Sometimes we get warnings outside of that 2% risk zone, so that's something to kind of make note of there. But I'm morely focused on what happens with our supercells or our line segment that develops later on tonight. Some models have supercells, some have a line segment with embedded tornadoes. Basically, at the end of the day, guys, we got to have alerts on phones tonight. If you're in Okie, if you're in southern Kansas, you need to have alerts on phones. You need to know where to go when you get a warning. We haven't really seen a lot of severe weather in this area in quite some time. So like I said, that's something we're going to have to watch very closely here. That tornado threat being higher with the wind threat at 15 and 5% tonight, so winds about 80 miles per hour possible. And then we do have that hatched hail threat this evening around the whole entire border here, Kansas and Oklahoma, and then up here into Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska. So hail could exceed that 2-inch plus mark here. So that's pretty large hail if you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. So that's for this evening. We'll talk about timing here in just a minute. I want to hint on tomorrow briefly before things get a little bit hectic. Tomorrow is a big day, guys. I want you guys to understand we could actually see a regional tornado outbreak across eastern Oklahoma and Arkansas tomorrow if things go right. We have to have tomorrow become what's considered as a meteorological perfect day. Basically, in a nutshell, if we get a lot of storms tonight and they take forever to move out of Arkansas and Oklahoma tomorrow morning, then the atmosphere is going to have a little bit of an issue with getting itself destabilized and allowing for storms to initiate and, basically go tornadic. if we get up tomorrow morning, or if we're still on here tomorrow morning, God forbid, we're still on here tomorrow morning and things ramp up and we end up getting ourselves storms clearing out early and we have a pretty nice, beautiful morning across Arkansas, then I expect a high ceiling tornado outbreak across Arkansas tomorrow. And that's going to include Little Rock. That's going to include Tulsa, Oklahoma, Broken Arrow, Fort Smith, Fayetteville. If you are in Arkansas tomorrow, in eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas, you have got to be on alert tomorrow. We could be looking at our biggest severe weather event, honestly, in quite many months. It's that long it's been. So I need you guys in prep mode tonight. If you're in that area tomorrow, you have time to kind of get things ready here. If you're just hearing about that or just paying attention, this is a pretty big deal tomorrow. So we've talked about this yesterday. We've talked about this all day today. And then going into Wednesday, we also have a marginal risk here across Texas. Yes, you're actually going to get some thunderstorms down here in Louisiana and Texas, which will be kind of nice. I would not be surprised to see a slight risk be introduced for these areas right up in here tomorrow. We've been talking about this the last couple days as well. A damaging wind, low end tornado risk, and hail threat for Wednesday afternoon. If this trough amplifies a little bit stronger, we could see a pretty decent severe weather risk on Wednesday. So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and maybe even into Thursday up here in the mid-Atlantic, we could see some severe weather again on Thursday, but today and tomorrow and Wednesday are going to be our main days for severe weather. So we'll be covering these back to back. We're also going to be talking the tropics. I'll do a tropics update for you guys here in just a little bit as well. We'll be talking about what's going to be happening behind Gabrielle. But let's take a look here also. We did get that severe thunderstorm watch officially issued for this evening. One of them issued, I should say. We will have multiple watches issued. This is the newest watch that is currently out right now. Wichita, Kansas, Goodland, Kansas, Hill City, Russell, Garden City, Dodge City, Medicine Lodge, all the way down here to northwestern Panhandle of Oklahoma, even down here towards Elkhart. That severe thunderstorm watch is out until 3 a.m. Central Time. So if you guys ask what's the difference between a watch and a warning, a watch basically means that conditions are favorable for severe weather. When you get a warning, that means it is happening. So that is the difference here, because I know there will be some people that come in and said, I just got a watch, I'm freaking out. That doesn't mean you need to freak out. It just means you need to be in prep mode here. So like I said, we're going to have to watch this tonight. The main factors for this evening are going to be scattered damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour possible, with hail up to 2+ inches in diameter, and then a couple of tornadoes will be possible through the morning hours tomorrow here, and eventually at some point we will probably get a new watch that extends for the rest of Kansas and Oklahoma. And I actually think if we actually get a couple of tornadoes to happen in this area, we may actually get a tornado watch for the rest of the portions of the areas here once that gets closer to happening. So if you are in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, your storms will not be getting to you until 3 o'clock in the morning, more than likely. Could be a little bit sooner than that. We'll kind of see how things play out. It's going to be a very slow evolution as these storms work their way southeastward tonight across Kansas and Oklahoma. We're kind of waiting on our trough to kind of initiate these storms, because right now the atmosphere is pretty capped out. If you don't know what a cap environment is, it's basically a temperature inversion aloft in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a little bit warmer aloft, and that allows for storms to kind of have issues getting themselves together. But as our trough comes through and our shear kind of sets up, it's going to allow those storms to be forced to go up and break that cap in the atmosphere. So we'll see those storms initiate through the overnight hours tonight. So that is the watch that is out right now. Other than that, pretty chill. We'll take a look here at what the models are simulating, and you can see the models have been kind of back and forth today. Once again, if you've been following my video updates, we've kind of been talking about how discrepant the models have been, and actually the models have picked up significantly as expected with these events prior to them happening. This is a pretty intense line segment here around midnight tonight. Around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we could have multiple tornadoes on the ground here from central Kansas back down to northern Oklahoma here. This is just what the models are depicting at here. This is around 06Z, so this is around 12 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning here. So really within the next 4 to 5 hours, we'll have this strong line segment ongoing, large hail, damaging winds, maybe a couple of tornadoes. The problem is going to be for anybody that thinks that they can see tornadoes in the middle of the night. I wouldn't advise doing that in that situation tonight, because these storms are going to be what's called rain wrapped, meaning that there is going to be a curtain of rain out in front of this line of thunderstorms. It's going to basically tuck these tornadoes embedded within these storms, and you're not going to see these tornadoes coming. So if you think you can see a tornado in the dark time, good luck with that. If you think you can see a tornado in the rain, probably not the smartest idea to do that. So we need to make sure that we are prepped and ready to go for tonight here. Not everybody will see storms. Some people will see storms. Some people may not. It's isolated, scattered, and natured. So if you get a storm, may not be a great day for you. So that's, like I said, what we're looking at here. We'll see those storms continue to work through the overnight hours. By 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll still have some pretty strong storms out here. You can see Oklahoma's a bit of a question mark, and that's due to that capping inversion. Some people in Oklahoma may see storms, some people in Oklahoma may not. If you're in Oklahoma City, you may not see a drop of rain tonight. You may see something. You have that low end chance for severe weather. It's more conditional the further south we go in Oklahoma tonight. So I'm more guaranteeing, like Wichita, you guys down here in south central Kansas will more than likely see storms. And it's going to be between about 2 o'clock in the morning and 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So we'll have to watch this. And then as we go to tomorrow, we'll briefly touch on tomorrow here because I know a lot of you guys in Arkansas want to know what's going to happen. Depending on what happens tonight, okay? If we wake up tomorrow morning and we have this boundary in place and all of these storms are ongoing, and if they can lift before noon tomorrow, which the models are depicting here, basically meaning if we get, to about noon tomorrow and we're not seeing a lot of thunderstorms out here and these storms are already moving into Missouri, they're already out of northern Arkansas, that is going to open the door for a significant severe weather outbreak tomorrow and possibly even a tornado outbreak. Once again, if you live in western and central Arkansas tomorrow, eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas, this area that I have circled is going to be the area where we potentially could see a couple of tornadoes tomorrow, a couple of strong tornadoes on the EF2 plus side of things. The National Weather Service and the Storm Prediction Center held off on upgrading today or upgrading tomorrow earlier to a enhanced risk. I expect a level 3 enhanced risk to more than likely be issued tomorrow for Arkansas and East Kansas, and that will also include the threat for winds up to 70 miles per hour, possibly higher than that, a couple of tornadoes, potentially even a couple of strong tornadoes, and then we're also going to be having to watch out for the threat for that large hail. So a very, very rough next 36 hours for eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and southern Kansas here. And then eventually, as we go into Wednesday, that'll slide out. But I want you guys to see something here. This is very interesting. I'm actually going to move this over here so we can see just a little bit better. You guys can see the whole picture here. As we go through tonight, there's those storms moving through tomorrow. This is what we don't want to see. These are semi-discrete or clustered supercells. You can see these little black tick marks on these storms. These are what we call rotating updraft storms. These models give us an idea of how much spin is in the atmosphere, kind of, let us know where that potential for stronger tornadoes is going to be at. And that puts these storms right around lunchtime tomorrow through about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, potentially producing a couple of strong tornadoes through central Arkansas. So Little Rock, we're going to have to watch out for you guys. We're going to have to watch out for Pine Bluff. We're going to have to watch out for pretty much the whole entire state of Arkansas tomorrow and eastern Oklahoma in terms of that severe weather. A little bit more conditional the further south you go, down here towards portions of northeast Texas. But I think when SPC updates tonight at 1 a.m., we will more than likely go ahead with that level 3 enhanced risk, or they could wait until tomorrow morning to issue it. I'm not going to speculate on that in terms of, what they do and what they don't do, but this is a pretty favorable environment tomorrow. Jeez, that scares me every single time. I'm not even joking. Oh my gosh. As we go through tomorrow, we'll have to watch the threat for severe weather and even down into northern Louisiana and even down towards eastern and central Texas tomorrow. So like I said, a big day for severe weather both tonight, tomorrow, and getting into Wednesday. And then we'll kind of talk more about Wednesday in terms of as we get towards tomorrow. So taking a look at the atmosphere as well here, we'll just kind of take a deep dive here. Lots of instability to work with tonight. I'm not concerned about instability whatsoever as that cold front and warm front lift and push to the east. You can see that low pressure set up here. Very, very classic fall-like setup here across Oklahoma. What's interesting enough with this setup too is we're going to have all of this instability to work with, and typically you would think that instability would diminish as the evening progresses, as the sun sets. We're actually seeing instability increase to the overnight hours, which is going to allow this severe weather threat to materialize pretty much through the overnight hours and through tomorrow morning. So we may see tornadoes start.
MCD has been issued for this location.
Okay, there's Iowa and Nebraska's mesoscale, so we'll talk about that here in a second. We typically would see storms kind of diminish through the overnight hours. We're going to actually see these storms ramp up, and if they hold significantly severe through the overnight hours, they may push into tomorrow. So that instability will actually be a lot more tomorrow. So you can see anywhere from 3,500 to 4,500 joules per kilogram of instability tomorrow. This is going to be an insane, and the National Weather Service actually used the word volatile setup tomorrow, potentially a higher end conditional tornado outbreak on the table tomorrow. Like I said, this is not something you want to see if you're in Arkansas or eastern Oklahoma tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty rough day, and then we'll see that instability eventually shift to the north, maybe into the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley on Wednesday. And like I said, we'll talk more about that then. Taking a look at tornado parameters. These are kind of what gives us an idea of, where the stronger tornado threat could be at. Where are we going to see those higher, contours at? And right now, boy, do we have lots of tornado potential here. So these supercells that get going here this evening through about midnight to 1 o'clock are going to have a better chance of producing discrete tornadoes because they're going to be more isolated. But the second these storms become clustered or linear, you can see that tornado potential shift east. And if we really want to see the, tomorrow, what tomorrow looks like, you can see those parameters will definitely be picking up through the evening and overnight hours, or not overnight hours, but the evening and afternoon hours tomorrow. So like I said, if you're in southern Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, those are the areas that we are talking about through tonight and through tomorrow. So that's where we're going to see that severe weather potential at. And then, like I said, we may see it, up in Kentucky, Tennessee on Wednesday. So we'll talk more about that later on. We did get a new mesoscale, so I'm going to wait for that. That's up here into Iowa. So we should be getting a watch for Iowa as well here pretty soon. Let me take a look here at chat here. We'll get some questions answered. I'm going to go ahead and pull the radar here because we've got a couple of warnings that are out. We got a severe thunderstorm warning here just west of Amarillo, outside of the risk zone for 60-mile-per-hour winds here. So heads up for that if you're just west of Amarillo. Let's go ahead and start up here into Nebraska. Couple storms up here near Merrimum in the northern Nebraska area here. This is actually moving south along, heading towards Highway 2. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and ping pong ball size hail here. So this is between Gordon and Cody. So we'll have to watch out for that as well. And then taking a look back over here near Omaha, Nebraska, we've actually got some pretty large hail out of these storms over here right now. Taking a look at this, Fremont, you guys have about golf ball size hail with some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to be headed towards Blair. Fort Calhoun, we've got north of Bennington here. So mostly hail and wind makers right now. Not seeing anything tornadic out of these storms. We'll just take a look at velocity just to see. Yeah, not right now. I'm not seeing anything that's mostly looks elevated right now. So we'll keep update on that there. And then taking a look down here into Kansas, where our main severe weather risk is going to be at for tonight. Not seeing anything too impressive quite yet. Not seeing any discrete cells really either. So it's going to take some time for this severe weather threat to get going and materialize. So like I said, we'll have to, like I said, just watch it and kind of see how this plays out this evening here as well. So also, guys, thank you for all the gifts. I do appreciate it very, very, very much. If you guys have questions in chat, I'll try to answer them as we kind of go. I've got my weather team in here also helping answer questions. So make sure you guys are paying attention to them if they tag you. So I do appreciate you guys here very, very much. SIG chance for no, yes, from them. Yes, we have the chance for large hail tonight. That's SIG. And then tomorrow we could definitely see SIG Tor, potentially even SIG wind. We'll kind of see how things develop. Pam, thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate you. Good to see you in here. Yeah, make sure you guys provide city and state when you're asking questions in chat. That way we can get a better idea of what that's looking like. There's that new meso scale. So this is going to be for once it updates. We got to wait for it to update here. Tornado chance for Ada, Oklahoma. You guys are sitting in, I believe, not anything. I'll look at it here in just a second. Yeah, if you're down in southern Oklahoma tonight, we don't have the chance for tornadoes. It's mostly going to be wind. So you guys are going to be down here in that area. Ada, you guys are in that marginal risk for the chance for 60-mile-per-hour winds and some small hail tonight. So that tornado risk is going to be mostly confined up here to southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma. I'm waiting for this mesoscale to update so I can see what this is going to do. It'd be great. Justin, good to see you in stream. Redbird, good to see you as well. I appreciate you guys very, very much. When this would load, that would be super awesome. These always take forever to load. SPC just wants to be on one today. All right, so once again, we are morally focused, guys, tonight on Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. If you're in the Ohio Valley tonight, very low in chance for severe weather, mostly in the form of wind, up to 60 mile per hour if you see anything. So we'll keep update on that. I guess SPC just does not want to load right now, so we'll come back to that here in just a moment. Got that new severe thunderstorm warning up here in Nebraska. Where's that at? Oh, that's up here. Yeah, most of these storms up here tonight in Iowa and Nebraska are going to be wind and hail related. So very low chance at a couple of tornadoes. Yeah, so if you're in eastern Oklahoma, guys, Tulsa more than likely looking at storms around 6 a.m. So it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a very long night. I'll play this radar out again so you guys can see what we're looking at. O1Z has not loaded in yet, so we'll have to wait on that to come in. Omaha, give me just 1 second. You've got that warning to the west of you guys there. So if you are on the south side of the city, you may get some rain and some storms from that cluster of storms up there. Just we'll have to watch it and see. Once again, here's the time for tonight, guys. 11 p.m. tonight. Storms moving across southern Kansas. Tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds will be possible as we get closer to 1 to 2 a.m. This is where that damaging wind and tornado threat really starts to ramp up, is after midnight tonight. So we're talking St. John, Hayes, Wichita, up here towards northern Oklahoma. Remember, not everybody's going to see storms. So if you're in a risk zone further south, it's a little bit more conditional. Storms moving through Wichita around 3 o'clock in the morning. Tornadoes, wind, and hail will all be possible. As we get closer to sunrise here, storms may hit Tulsa. Storms may not. We'll have to look at that here in just a moment. 5 o'clock in the morning, storms moving through Wichita. What's going to be interesting to note here is, do we get storms back building along the cold front? If that happens, then there will be storms moving, just north of OKC as the sun is coming up tomorrow, maybe towards Tulsa. So models are a little bit discrepant, guys, on timing. I want you guys to also understand models are not going to be right 100% on this. We're just going to have to watch things play out. I know that sucks saying that because everybody wants answers on what's going to happen. But in terms of, just for the sake of this threat, these threats are based off of timing of our trough and when that trough is officially going to kick these storms up and get them going and organized. So we're going to have to kind of wait on that. So 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, storms moving again through Wichita, Bartlesville, Tulsa here we'll have to watch. And then, by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, these storms are moving through northern Arkansas. But this still set the stage for our big time severe weather event tomorrow where we could actually see multiple tornadoes, maybe even a couple of strong tornadoes. And we'll talk more about that as we go through the evening and overnight hours tonight, because tonight's storms depend on what's going to happen tomorrow. So at the end of the day, so it does look like a strong MCS. I do see the damaging wind threat being a little bit stronger tonight with a couple of tornadoes. If that low-level jet gets cranking and we see mesovortices set up embedded within this MCS, then we will have ourselves some interesting tornadoes happening tonight across Kansas. So hopefully that's not the case. Anytime you see a strengthening low-level jet, you typically know that you're going to get some type of episode with it. So there's our mesoscale. So right now we got a 40% chance of a watch across western and central Iowa and eastern Nebraska. If there is a watch issued, it would be for wind and for hail. So very, very low in tornado risk as of right now. Just not seeing a lot of organization with these storms. But we could get a watch down the road if these storms end up, becoming more significantly severe. So we'll see what happens with this as well. DFW, I am not expecting any severe weather for you guys tonight. We should mostly be okay. So we're actually getting a new run in here. Take a look at this. What's up, Brian? Good to see you. Also, Gabby Manners, thank you guys for the heart me's and the gifts. I appreciate it. Yeah, so, like I said, these models are changing literally every hour as they update. So now the O1Z coming in here wants discrete supercells, long tracking across, western Oklahoma. So these models have no idea what's going to happen. That's why I tell you guys, we get on here, we cover these severe weather events, especially across the plains. It's all about timing. It's all about different features in our atmosphere that are happening. We just got to watch radar at this point. So the models can sit here and try to figure out what's going to happen all night long. But until these storms actually get organized and actually start, producing things is when we have to, get a little bit more concerned about here. So right now, just not a lot of anything too crazy going on. Just looking at the models change every couple of hours here. Let's take a look, though, at our atmosphere. We actually have a lot of instability out there right now. A pretty good chunk of instability here, anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500 joules per kilogram of instability. This allows for storms to strengthen. Like I said, this environment here pretty favorable for the support for severe weather. We're going to keep that around through most of the night. Taking a look, though, at our tornado parameters, this is not something you want to see, is a pretty ready to go environment down here. So if we were to get any discrete supercells anywhere in here, it wouldn't be great. But the good news is the models have a little bit higher of a capping inversion down here. So that's a good thing to see. Kind of prohibits anything from happening. But we don't want to see is those tornado contours, going up as we see these storms work their way southeastward tonight. So like I said, just a lot of things to watch. We'll just kind of have to see how things play out. So we're just going to be watching radar. How long do I plan on staying on? I don't know, guys. Whatever happens tonight. Typically when we do overnight severe weather events, we stay on until majority of the event is over with. If we're on here all night, we're on here all night. If nothing materializes, then we'll get off. I plan on being on here at least till 1 or 2 a.m. That's the goal. So if we stay on here longer than that, then we stay on here longer than that. So Omaha, Nebraska, mostly going to be wind and hail in the form of 60 mile per hour winds. So that'll be something that we're watching. No, I'm not going to fall asleep. I have an energy drink ready to go. So whenever I need that, I will start drinking it. So we should be good tonight. What's interesting, too, is we're actually getting some pretty decent little severe weather down here into Texas where there's not severe weather expected. So you can get severe weather outside of risk zones. Tulsa, Oklahoma, your timing will be around 5 to 6 a.m. is what it's looking like. So I want to watch this little storm here in New Ulysses. Excuse me. I wonder if the HARP model might actually be onto something with this cluster of storms here. So that'll be interesting to watch if these storms can materialize as they work their way east. Not seeing a lot of anything too crazy right now. Up here near Omaha, Nebraska, though, we do have, like I said, that golf ball size hail. Looks like Omaha might get some wind and some hail out of this storm here in just a few minutes. So if you're in Omaha, Bellevue there, heads up, wind and hail on the way. I'm not seeing anything tornadic as of right now. We'll keep an update on that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything crazy on that. We do also got that severe thunderstorm warning up here near Amos. pretty decent little line of storms coming down here. Nice little outflow boundary as well. So this may help get this line of storms going down here. So Des Moines heads up here. You got some wind and some hail heading your direction potentially. Got a little outflow boundary here. We'll see how that looks over the next little bit of time as well. Got a little storm pop up here near Hastings, Nebraska. Not Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska. About to say Kansas. I'm losing my mind already, guys. Come back here to these storms in Fremont. Hutchinson, Kansas. You guys are in the marginal risk. No, sorry. You guys are in the slight risk for tonight. Just northwest of Wichita. Good news is, though, guys, if we can keep the storms more linear, it would keep that tornado risk down. But then you run the risk of having anticyclonic tornadoes and mesovorticity tornadoes, which would not be great. Yeah, it's not a great picture. We don't like to see this. So it looks like that severe weather threat may materialize legitimately on the Oklahoma-Kansas border tonight. That's around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So these models, like I said, are just all over the board in terms of what's going to happen tonight. All right, let me go back to radar here. I'll pull this up so you guys can see. There we go. All right, so new severe thunderstorm warning. They're warning this line up here now. Fort Dodge, Boone, Amos, you guys are in that 60-mile-per-hour severe thunderstorm warning. Not going to be anything too crazy other than some pretty gusty winds. Pretty decent shelf cloud out of this, too, I bet, with the way this looks on radar. Des Moines, you guys are definitely going to get it here pretty soon. That thing is racing. It's a beautiful outflow boundary. Once again, too, guys, if you have not hit that follow button, do hit that follow button. I do appreciate it very, very, very much. We are also live on YouTube as well. Appreciate you guys on there, bro. Good to see you as well over there. I'll be interested to see if we get any type of development in and around Garden City as well for supercell development. Yes, guys, I cover all weather. I cover all the events. Yes, we'll be live tomorrow as well. I'm hoping we don't have to stay on all night tonight. That way we can get some type of sleep for tomorrow. That would be super great. We'll just have to see what happens. Please rest. Yeah, if we get a window to get off tonight, well, you guys know we'll definitely get on. What's interesting enough, too, guys, is we may have a tropical system making landfall in the United States at the end of the week, too. So we're going to be talking more about that as we go through the next couple of days as well, especially on the East Coast. Most of Texas tonight should be okay. I'm not expecting anything crazy down there. I'll be interested to see what overnight model runs do as well. All right, we'll go back here. Come back up here to Iowa until things get cranking. Got a lot going on in Nebraska and Iowa right now. Got some wind, got some hail. Once again, nothing surface-based, so I don't see any tornado potential quite yet with these storms. That can always change. You guys know that. Golf ball size hail here. Fremont, Blair, heads up for you guys. Have those cars covered up. Definitely some large hail falling. Got 2-inch hail now up here in Nebraska out of this storm. This storm might actually be rotating a little bit. Very impressive in that marginal risk up there. So that's going to be headed towards Mullen and Thedford, Nebraska. 2-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds out of that warning up there. Yeah, guys, we'll talk about tomorrow later on again in stream because tomorrow plays a big role in what happens tonight. They are all connected. They are all connected. Yeah, big shift with ensembles today with both of these tropical waves. Very, very close to the United States. I don't like to see that. But the Euro and the GFS this evening shifted. Missouri will be mostly tomorrow morning. So around that 6 to 10 a.m. if you're in southern Missouri. Alrighty. Just kind of watching a couple more updates here for you guys. What's interesting to note too is the models are starting to kind of back off on morning time convection, which once again, just I don't like seeing that because it's going to really open up the door for tomorrow's severe weather threat to be a lot worse. So that's kind of what I was worried about is seeing more. We want to see more rain tonight so we don't have worst case scenario tomorrow. Oh, bro, I've seen so many PDS soundings for tomorrow. It's ridiculous. I've been literally pulling them all day today. So tomorrow will be a potential big day as well. I didn't expect this squall line to really get cranking either in the marginal risk, so we won't get any more SPC updates, so we may see some severe weather outside that risk zone again tonight. We do get a little severe thunderstorm warning over here just west of Milwaukee for some wind and some hail. It's a nice little cluster of storms over here. Keep an update on that as well. Yeah, make sure you guys don't spam. I got the whole weather team in here answering questions, so I'm not going to be answering questions too directly tonight, just due to the fact that we're covering tonight. So the team is in here to answer. Wichita, your storms will be around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning is what it looks to be right now. Could get pushed back, could get pushed up, depends on how things develop here in the next couple of hours. Oklahoma City's a little bit questionable as well in terms of if you're going to get storms or not. Going to be an interesting night. That is for sure. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning here for Wahoo, Nebraska. $50 size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds on this warning. What's up, Abby? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. What's my thoughts on system moving south through Iowa? It should honestly weaken as these storms go past Des Moines tonight. We're seeing a little bit of an uptick here with some wind and some hail. I don't expect a lot of anything too crazy. This outflow boundary, this little green line here you're seeing, that outflow boundary is getting shoved in front of this storm, so it's going to kind of keep this storm going for a little bit before it eventually falls apart. But we could see this thing make it all the way down here, potentially to southern Iowa. We'll just kind of see how it goes. That outflow boundary is producing about 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. And then besides that, I got a cluster of storms over here west of Omaha. Illinois looks pretty good. Not expecting anything really in Illinois. Maybe on Wednesday we'll see some severe weather, if anything. Gonna be interested to see if we get any type of supercells that could fire off anywhere out here in the capped environment. Hello, Stephanie. Okay. Once again, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, wonderful evening. I appreciate y'all for hopping in and watching the stream as always. What's up, Aubrey? Pretty favorable tornado environment now starting to ramp up in the western Oklahoma panhandle. Should start to see, like I said, that capping break eventually at some point. Take a look at this storm up here in Kansas or Nebraska and see if it's still surface-based. Yeah, not seeing anything tornadic with this storm yet. When we start to see storms go torpos, that means the storms are becoming anchored to the surface, which would not be good. So we're not seeing that quite yet. So we can keep storms elevated all night. It'll be a wind and hail threat all day long. But it's when we start to see storms get anchored to the surface is when problems start. Yeah, it's going to be a long night of lightning, that's for sure, guys. If you're in these storms tonight, definitely lots of thunder and lots of lightning for sure. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Preston? Ashley, with that hat and mustache. Thank you. Yeehaw. I appreciate it. Y'all aren't going to believe this. We just had winter weather advisories issued for portions of the Rockies and Colorado and Wyoming for up to 12 inches of snowfall just west of Boulder and west of Denver. I'm not joking. Not even joking. Up to 12 inches of snow possible for higher elevations just west of Denver, Colorado, and Boulder. It's that time of the year, y'all. We start transitioning. We start transitioning into that fall-like winter pattern. I can actually take a look here. Let's see those winter alerts, because I know... I can get those pulled up real quick. Let's see here. It literally is the first day of fall, like no joke, though. Yeah, there they are right there. That's actually crazy. 3 to 8 inches of snowfall. That's impressive. It's very impressive, actually. I just saw that. I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness, what? It's like severe weather on one side and cold air on the other. Thank you, Katie and Baker, for the gifts. I appreciate it. You guys want snow, go to Colorado. That's impressive. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll stop yawning. Oh my gosh. Every time I get on stream, it never fails. I don't know what it is. It's probably the fact that I've been going to bed between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock and almost midnight every single night, and my body is not used to doing this again, so we're going to have fun tonight. No, you guys are not boring me. It's just the idea that I've been literally going to bed almost 2 hours after this every single night. It's also staring at the screen as well. That is also very true. Yeah, there is 2-inch hail up here in Nebraska already. Pretty decent hail core on that storm up there. What's up here near, just south of Cody? Yep, Des Moines, Iowa. You'll be seeing your strobes here soon. About 30 minutes or so. 30, 45 minutes. About 60-mile-per-hour winds coming your way. Estimated initiation for tomorrow, probably around eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, along the border there. It looks to be storms could even initiate early in the morning. We'll just have to see what happens tonight. I'm watching this little storm here near Hugoton area. We'll probably get a couple tornado warnings tonight. Hopefully nothing crazy, though. Hopefully we don't get any warnings, but... This storm may be making a run at becoming surface-based, potentially. Let's look at the echo tops. Look at that. Love the 3D view of these. These are always pretty cool to look at. Surface-based. So when a storm goes from elevated to surface-based, basically the rotation becomes latched onto the warm front or the cold front, and it can basically allow for the rotation, the air column, to be condensed all the way down to the ground. When the storm's stuck at basically stuck and elevated, it can't get that rotation quite all the way to the ground yet. That could be due to like a 700 millibar inversion or a bunch of other things. So these storms right now are about 47,000 feet. Storms over here are going to probably look a little bit more impressive. Take a look at these again. Yeah, a lot more impressive on those storm tops. So... I love it when all the mods answer all the questions the same person at one time. Y'all crack me up. I love it. Y'all are on it, and I appreciate it very, very much. That outflow boundary is zooming. I might see if I can find a camera out of Des Moines. Let's see here. Why does it remind me of seagulls, literally, though? Hello, Katie. Oh, did we just get a new little severe thunderstorm warning, finally? Did they warn this storm? Oh, no, they warned this one. Oh, interesting. That's got rotation on it, too. Elkader, Kansas. Just south of Russell Springs here. We gotta watch this one. We're gonna stay on this storm here for a minute. This may be our first attempt at tornado genesis. That's crazy, bro. Oh, did not mean to do that. What's up, Liv? Hello, hello. Yeah, there's something they're trying. We'll just kind of have to watch it and see if it gets if it does anything or wraps up. Hello, Ashley. It's severe weather in general, Kylie. So if you're in that slight risk tonight, could be a 2 or 5% tour risk depending on where you're at. Wind or hail, it's 15%. Just kind of wait and see. I don't know where you're at, so. What's up, Kinsey? What's up, Jade? See if I can get some lightning. Some photos here. These cameras suck. Trying to get y'all some cameras so we can see the lightning show in Des Moines. Let's see here. Let's see. Ooh, that might be a good one. Oh, here we go. Got a camera out of Des Moines, finally. Let's get this pulled up. There you guys go. That's in Des Moines, Iowa. So we'll see the storm come through. Oh, that lightning. Yeah, as I say, Brian, it looks really good on that storm in Kansas there. So this is in Des Moines, Iowa. This is a camera on the interstate here on 35. Very electrical storm. Yeah, it'll get more intense as it gets closer too. It's very sporadic too. It's not like it like stops, it just continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, you guys are getting your storms right now as well. Also, thank you, Kinsey, Ashley, Nixie. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate it. I hope I said your name right. This is about 15 minutes outside, 15, 20 minutes outside of Des Moines. Dude, man, there's the shelf cloud that's going to come through. I'm going to see if I can find another cami for you guys. We'll take a look at this rotation again on this storm. Wouldn't be shocked to see it may still be slightly elevated. But this also could be potentially also surface based. We'll have to wait and see. But I would say if you're north of Scott City here in Nebraska or south of Elkador, we may have our first tornado warning coming here tonight very, very soon off of this area of spin. See if I can find out a little bit closer of a camera. Mm-hmm. Trying to find another camera. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Trying to find another cami. I guess that's the one we're gonna get. It's fine. All right, let's take a look here. Let's zoom back out. They finally warned that storm here just south of Garden City. It's like a split supercell. Yeah, I was looking at that as well, Brian, in terms of the capping. I have a feeling too it's going to do something. So we've got storms firing off down here in northwestern Texas Panhandle. That means we may get something in Oklahoma. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. It's a very interesting setup. Very interesting. As like I like to say with this. And when you got this outflow boundary coming right for you. Most of this is going to be in the form of damaging winds. And then we got all these storms over here in near Omaha. Once again, the good thing is with these storms is they are all pretty much elevated. We do got a 70-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning here for Weston, Malmo, Wahoo. You guys are in that warning here for 70-mile-per-hour winds, and we can see that clearly embedded in here. So sounds good, Manders. Back down here to that little storm we were watching. Yeah, still looks to be a little bit elevated. Missouri will be tomorrow morning through to about tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we'll take more of a look again at that here in just a little bit. I'll come back up here to Des Moines again. Looks like the outfield. Yeah, it is the outfield boundary. Milwaukee, you just got put under a severe thunderstorm warning officially here. There it is. 60-mile-per-hour wind. So Milwaukee, Greenfield, Oak Creek, 60-mile-per-hour wind. Some beneficial rainfall coming as well. I'm not too concerned about any tornado potential with that storm. It doesn't look to be doing anything crazy. All right, we're going to go back to this camera here so you guys can watch this thing come in. This is impressive. Let me reload this here. Lots and lots of purple and pinkish lightning. This camera is just to the north of Des Moines, like legitimately, like right out of the city. So we're just gonna watch this storm come through. Kind of wait for some other things to get going. I do remember that, Avery. That was literally last year, which is crazy. Preston with a super fan. Let's freaking go. Dude, I appreciate that beyond words. I think you're the first person to do that too. Dude, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Heck freaking yeah. Shout out to Preston, dude. You're always in here showing support. I appreciate you, bud. Oh, somebody got pulled over. The po-po. Unless that was an ambulance. I don't know. Wee-oo. Yeah, if you're in Iowa tonight, Emma, I just saw your comment a second ago. I don't know what city or town that is for the county because I'm not too familiar with Iowa in terms of like the counties. But if you're in central Iowa, Des Moines would probably see this line of storms that's coming through, but it's not going to be anything super, super crazy. Oh, the camera. Got to reload the camera. Hello, hello, y'all. Coming in. Yeah, the storm in Nebraska has some pretty significant hail on it too. I'll come back and take a look at that. You have a 2-inch hail still on that storm. Very impressive. Hello, Wendy. Looks like this storm here that we were watching for tornado potential is becoming a little bit more outflow dominant. So we'll see. There's still a little bit of spin with this storm. I don't think there'll be anything tornadic on it right now, though. Pretty much choking out. It's becoming inflow dominant, not outflow dominant. Can't talk today, apparently. Ooh. Dude, this thing is almost here. It's zooming. All right, we'll go back to camera time. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a long day, I think. I do agree with that. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. Yeah, North Central Arkansas is tomorrow. Iowa tomorrow should not be seeing anything now. One or two, don't ask why, two. What are you doing, Preston? Pam, thank you for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate it. Storms are almost here. Shoot, I'd love to be in Iowa right now, guys, watching this. This would be a hell of a lightning show. Oh, the camera. Yeah, Ohio, guys, is pretty much done for tonight. Very isolated storms. Yeah, please stop spamming, guys. Yeah, Omaha's getting thunderstorms as well. Wind and hail mostly. Yeah, the watch is out windy until 3 a.m. We'll probably get an extension past the 3 a.m. mark once storms get going tonight. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty long night tonight for a lot of people, especially if you're in South Kansas, northern Oklahoma. This storm looks very scary, guys, here in Des Moines, but the reality behind it is it's literally only producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Like, it's barely maintaining severe strength. Like, we look at this right now, it's barely holding severe strength. It looks like it because of all the lightning and all the thunder, and it looks mean on radar, but at the end of the day, like I said, literally, it's just 60-mile-per-hour winds, if even that. So that's just how these storms look. There's so much instability in the atmosphere. It makes them sound bigger, you know, look larger, look scarier, but in reality, like I said, it's just 60-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah. So we should be getting that warning for Des Moines here in just a minute. Okay. Let's take a look here if we've got anything else. Now, once again, most of these storms are producing golf ball size hail or 70-mile-per-hour winds here. Wahoo, you're getting 70 in golf ball. I'm still not seeing anything tornadic right now, which is good. Preston with the freaking fireworks. Dude, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you as always. Much love. Make sure you guys follow Preston if you guys have not yet. He's amazing. He's been watching the streams for almost 2 years now and supporting, and I really appreciate him beyond words. Make sure you guys give him a follow. He's awesome. I appreciate all of you guys also out here supporting, gifting, following. I appreciate it beyond words. You guys are amazing. With the freaking swan. Let's go, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. You know you don't have to do that, right? You know you don't. You should know better than that. And the roses. And the roses. I appreciate it. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Which way is the one from Fremont, Omaha? It's going east. It's going east. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. If you guys are following me here on TikTok, make sure you guys follow me or sub to me over on my YouTube channel, because who knows where we're going to be at in a couple weeks with this platform. It's crazy stuff going on. Yeah, I don't see any storms that look tornadic right now. There was one trying over in Kansas, but not that impressive anymore. We should be getting this warning soon. At least I would think. Yeah, this is for today, guys. Tulsa, your storms are going to be until probably tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. And then you'll have a second round of storms tomorrow afternoon. I love watching these cameras. See if NWS has done anything. Nope, nothing at the NWS yet. Did we get a new her run? Nope, nothing yet. Okie dokies. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow, guys. I will be. Yeah, we'll be covering tomorrow. Tomorrow's got a better shot at doing some crazy stuff than tonight does. Yeah, make sure if you guys are interested in joining my weather team, message Spider there in the chat and she'll get you guys taken care of. We need mods on the team. We need any help. If you're interested in learning about the weather, want to help on team and I'll just be on the team and do great work in terms of, you know, keeping people safe and letting people know what's going on. Feel free to message her. We're needing help significantly badly. So if you were interested, feel free to message her. As long as you're over the age of 18, you can apply. Aiden, what's up, bud? Yeah, Des Moines, Iowa. We are actually watching your camera right now. We got storms on the way here in Des Moines. Yeah, Brian, I expect Gabrielle to start to weaken here pretty soon. What's up, Maddie? Good to see you as well. Longtime follower. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. I hope y'all know, all of y'all that have been watching the channel for a while, I do see when you guys like the videos and stuff. So I do appreciate it very much. I do try to remember who I see that consistently likes and does all that in support. So I appreciate you guys. Let's see what that warning's for. We not going to get a warning for Des Moines? I appreciate that, Maddie. That means a lot. Seriously, I really appreciate the support. Y'all are awesome. We're legitimately not going to get a warning for Des Moines. May not even be producing 60-mile-per-hour winds. That might be why. So no warning for Des Moines. Looks like we're just going to have general thunderstorms for you guys. I still want to watch as this alpha boundary comes through, though. Let's see what it does. Yeah, Kansas City, I'm not too worried about you guys tonight. If you see anything, maybe some marginal severe weather, I think you guys are going to mostly be okay. Omaha, Nebraska, you guys are getting some storms right now. Wind and hail mostly. Also, guys, if you are interested in joining my Discord, the link is in my bio. We have notifications for all weather alerts in there, as well as Q&A sessions with me. We'll be doing all of that as well off and on as we kind of go through the season here. If you were interested in getting weather alerts for free, as well as just knowing when we go live, stuff like that, being part of the channel, also Discord link is in my bio. So I do appreciate it very, very, very much if y'all join that. I appreciate that, Jeremy. I really do. Means a lot, dude. Seriously. Y'all supporting means a lot. Make sure you guys follow me over on my YT channel because there is a chance that we may not be on here much longer. We'll just see. I posted a video talking about why that is a little bit ago, if you guys have not watched that video yet. It just depends. All right. This alpha boundary is literally almost here. Very impressive alpha boundary. I appreciate that, Dana. I do. That's crazy, Aiden. I thought Des Moines was going to get a severe thunderstorm warning, but the good news is this complex of storms is, I guess, no longer producing severe criteria, so they're not going to issue a warning on it, which is good to see. So we're just going to get some gusty winds here under 60 mile per hour, and then maybe some small hail under an inch. We'll see what happens here if we get anything out of this. Mostly going to be just a wind, brief wind. Hello from Amarillo, Texas. What is up? What is up? Yes, that is Gabrielle up there on the top right of your screen. Yeah, Texas, there's not much going on. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings for Amarillo and Southwest, just for some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour. And these storms are actually going to pretty much fall apart as they work west here. We also do have a new severe thunderstorm warning here between Guymon and Hooker here in Liberal in Kansas/Oklahoma. 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds on that storm. Watching the one up here near Ulysses with 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. And then a couple other warnings here as well for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So still not quite yet getting things going. We're going to have to, kind of wait for that low-level jet to kick in to kind of amplify these storms a little bit more. But we are seeing some pretty good broad storm development. So like I said, we'll just kind of have to see how things play out tonight. A lot of warnings in Nebraska/Iowa with all these supercells popping up here. All of these are for wind and for hail, mostly, so. And then we have the storms here in Des Moines. We'll go back to this camera here for just a few more minutes before these storms push their way out. Sounds about right, Lucy. That's typically how that works most of the time. Yes. Oh. Come here, Jenny. Mama don't want you, I guess. Come here, the purpers. Come yours. Okay, I guess Jenny Purr doesn't want me. It's fine. Okay, goodbye. She kept going in the closet. Let's just close the closet then. Row. Maybe she doesn't want to out herself. That's crazy, Aiden. Come here. What are you doing? Whatever, cat. What are you wanting? You're staring at me. What? If you want to come up here, you can come up here. Legitimately, I'm giving you an opportunity, but go. You're running underneath the bed. Come here. Whatever. Oh, this camera needs to be updated. There we go. You definitely can see the rain sheets coming. Go back here to radar. Minneapolis, I'm not expecting anything for you guys tonight. Should mostly be okay. Definitely can see the gust front coming through. The camera's wobbling. Kentucky will have on and off storms next couple days. Severe weather ramps up on Tuesday night and Wednesday. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. You guys can see that camera wobbling here because we got that gust front coming through. No, Omaha, Nebraska, mostly wind and hail. You guys are going to be okay. Not anything tornadic. Allie, thank you for the heart. Me, good to see you. Yeah, Southern Indiana will be on Wednesday. We'll have a better shot on Wednesday for some organized severe weather. Don't know quite yet what that entitles, but we'll have to see. See if we got an O2Z. No, still no O2Z update yet. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta fix my Discord link because apparently it's not working. So hold on just a second, guys. Let me fix it. I don't know, Lucy. That's interesting. I know it has been, Justin. Legitimately, it's been, I think, about 2 or 3 months. Like, that's the last time. I think May or early June was the last time we did our last overnight stream. It's been a while for sure. Might also be a radar hole too, Lucy. I don't know where you're at, so I can't like look at it and see. That's the thing. All right, let me get that Discord link fixed. All right, it should be back up in there and running now. Okay, we'll see if that works. I'm ready for winter coverage. Dude, me too. I'm ready to start talking about snow. We have snow in Colorado tonight, but that's about it. All right, this outflow boundary is just about to push through. Ohio's pretty much done for tonight. Yep, not a problem, guys. I appreciate y'all. Definitely can see the winds coming. You can see the rain. DFW may see an isolated storm, but nothing severe. Tanya, with the confetti. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was looking at that too, Aiden. Let me go back. Yeah, I don't like to see that storm kind of latched on there. If it can become surface based, we're gonna have an issue. Um Yeah, I'll have to see if the structure of the storm changes a little bit. It doesn't look super impressive right now. Goodland, Kansas. This looks to be elevated. I can't say no, Preston, but I don't think so. I think this is mostly elevated. Both of these storms look to be elevated. I don't think you have anything to worry about right now. We do still have that cluster of storms up here as well in Nebraska. Go back here. I think they will go enhanced for tomorrow. I think it's very possible. Yeah, the lightning is wild. Hi, Shauna. Overland Park, Kansas. You guys are in the marginal for tonight. Very low and for severe weather. No, I don't think more Oklahoma's. I can't say no, Alex, but I don't think so. It's just not. It's going to be mostly too capped down there. I'd be a little surprised if we did. Still watch tonight just in case. Have alerts on your phone, but I think you're going to be okay. Is there tornadoes tonight? Yes. It's going to be in southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma. We're watching Des Moines right now. I was watching this outflow boundary come through. Very, very pretty outflow boundary. Let me see if I can go with another camera angle here. Hold on. Right, what was that? Will you check on the cat? Was that a kitten I heard? Was it Richard? Okay, on this camera here, you can actually see a little bit of the shelf cloud coming in. Have to look right up in here. A little bit easier to see maybe on this one. Make sure all the cats are out of the room because I don't know if there was one in one. I have Jenny Park clearly in here. That sounded like Autumn. I don't know if Autumn's in there with you. All them right. Okay, okay. Maybe it's just Richard listening to something. Shelf clouds typically can mean a little bit of a strong wind gust or two. It's mostly shelf clouds give that look just because of the fact that there's moisture rolled out in front of the complex of storms. So it gives it that scary looking rolling feature, but they usually bring a little bit of a wind gust with them. Definitely can see the lightning though in the back. What's up, Garrett? All right, so back over here in Nebraska. Fremont, Wahoo, you guys are definitely getting some hail and some wind, 1.5 to 1 inch hail. Mostly the story here. These storms don't look super, super impressive in Nebraska or Iowa right now. Just not seeing much in terms of organization right now. Thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate it. Yeah, not a problem, Amber. Absolutely. Winds are crazy in Amarillo. Yeah, you guys had that 60-mile-an-hour severe thunderstorm warning over there. Okay. So, guys, there's really not, other than the cluster of severe thunderstorm warnings up here in eastern Nebraska, western Iowa, and then a couple down here in Kansas, there's not a lot going on right now. And I am noticing a little bit of a kind of a oversaturation here issue maybe up here in northern Kansas, where we're seeing just rainfall falling. What that rainfall can actually do is sometimes stabilize the atmosphere. So that's one good thing to note. Like I said, these severe weather risk zones are so hard to forecast in terms of their setups because we rely on different things coming together at certain times. And if one thing throws off the timing of something, like Sarah Trough comes in late or something like that, it can make or break a big time severe weather event. So the bad news is, if tonight does not go as forecasted in terms of intensity, and it's a lot weaker than what was forecasted, it's going to make tomorrow a lot worse. So I would rather see tonight unfold than see tomorrow unfold, because tomorrow has way bigger proportions on Arkansas and Oklahoma than what tonight does. And that's not good. So we still have clearly a very long night to go here with these storms, but I'm not seeing surface-based supercells, and I'm not really seeing these storms be able to hold strength either, which is a good thing to note. That just makes tomorrow worse. So it's not a great thing that we want to see either. Yeah, Wisconsin, you're mostly just seeing general thunderstorms. Not expecting really anything too crazy up there for you guys. Yeah, these storms are moving northeast now. Will Lincoln get anything? Possibly. Watch these storms up here to the northwest of you guys and see if they end up going east or southeast. I think so. I think this little storm might make it close to you guys. We'll just see what happens. Des Moines, once again, just getting that outflow boundary and then some storms to the north of you guys there. So really just not a lot going on right now. Thank you, Ty and Gunner, for the gifts, by the way. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm just looking at a couple things on soundings here to see what we're looking like. Yeah, models are basically taking this cluster of storms right here that's over the panhandle and kind of amplifying it, and that's what's going to be potentially come our main event at the end of the evening here or towards the morning hours, and less activity up here. So that's something to note, and the reason why that would happen would be due to, like I said, rain cooled air up here keeping things from initiating. So it's interesting. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, guys. I'm more confident in a bigger setup tomorrow than I am for tonight validating. So that's the thing with severe weather. You can forecast it, but it may or may not happen. Tomorrow looks a lot more promising, which is not good. Yeah, does low end tonight make worse for tomorrow? Yeah, that's basically about right. Sounds about right. Which sucks. It's not the fun part. Tomorrow will be Arkansas, Eastern Oklahoma. Excuse me. Alrighty. I just want to see if these storms in Oklahoma are going to get together or not. That's what I'm waiting to see. These storms are struggling so hard right now. Are the hurricanes waking up a bit? Yeah, we're watching multiple areas for tropical cyclone development. I will say this, guys, and for my weather team, if we don't get anything going here by midnight, we'll call stream. And we'll be on here tomorrow to cover. This means we'll start super, super early tomorrow morning. I would rather be full ready to go for tomorrow than cover a busted night. It's always these initiation events in planes. It just, if things are not timed out properly, and that's something I've noticed a lot this year with these events in the planes, is if the trough comes in later, or if there's too much inhibition for storms to struggle to get in. There's so many small little details, and if one thing gets thrown off, it makes the whole event get thrown off. All right. Really just looks like mostly heavy rain with these storms. Oklahoma metro area, I'm not too worried about you guys. I think you guys are going to be okay. We'll have to watch clearly still. I don't see too much of an issue for you guys. I think just go to bed with alerts on your phones. That's smart. So for my weather team guys, we may just have a super, super early start tomorrow. There may just be a brief video and then we get on. It just depends on what things look like. I'm going to try and get up around 6:30 tomorrow. And we'll see what things look like, and we may either just hop right on stream and start covering because these storms will still be going through tomorrow morning, or we'll wait for initiation at lunchtime tomorrow. I'll let you guys know that in the morning. Yeah, I was hoping tonight would go through, that way tomorrow wouldn't be too bad, but that may not be the case. I appreciate you guys, I do. My always worry is getting off stream and then going to sleep, and then some BS happens in the middle of the night while I'm sleeping, and then I feel bad. Happens every time, never fails. Every time. All right, y'all. Thank you guys also for the 24,000 likes. I really appreciate it. You guys have been super, super awesome tonight. So you see what I'm saying? Look at this storm. It just went poof. Like, this was a pretty decent supercell, and now it's gone. So it seems like we're having issues with these storms getting going, which was a possibility tonight. Tulsa, Oklahoma, if you get anything tonight, it's going to be after 6 o'clock in the morning, more than likely. Yeah, these models have pretty much downtrended tonight's event over the last hour or so now, which is great to see. But like I said, it puts more implication on tomorrow, which is very concerning. You'll see the rotate. You'll see a lot more spin on it, Preston. It won't look like it's struggling. I'm actually really shocked too that we don't have an invest yet on our tropical wave. Iowa's not really getting too much other than the western Iowa here, with some wind and some hail, very small hail up to ping pong ball size. I mean, that's not small, that's pretty decent. Mapleton, Ottawa, down here towards Blair, some wind, some hail. Central Iowa, just general thunderstorms, nothing crazy happening. There's not any significant warnings or anything, really. Yeah, Kendra, that's what it's looking like, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We're going to have a lot more favorable environment tomorrow. Every single chaser is going to be down in Arkansas tomorrow chasing, legitimately. I think a tornado outbreak is legitimately on the table tomorrow. Like, I'm not joking when I say that. I'm actually pretty nervous tomorrow. Joplin, Missouri would also be in that talk tomorrow. Yeah, but it's just one of those things. We'll just see what things look like tomorrow morning when we wake up, and if the environment's going to do what it's going to do, it'll do it. If not, then it doesn't. That's just how I see it. Tomorrow morning. We'll see. Tomorrow's event's going to happen during the daytime, not during the nighttime. And these storms are just, they're struggling so hard. No, Tennessee's not in tomorrow's, really in tomorrow's severe risk. Very low in chance in Western Tennessee. Yeah, I'll be up around 6:30, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We probably won't have to stay on here super, super late tonight. Just make sure you guys go to bed with alerts on phones tonight. In southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma. If any craziness does happen, it would be in this area right in here tonight. Most of these storms won't even be getting into eastern Oklahoma until sunrise tomorrow, and I'll already be up by then. I plan on getting up between 6 and 7 tomorrow, so I'll get a quick video out to you guys, or we just hop on stream. We'll start covering tomorrow if it needs to be covered. No, Northeast Texas wouldn't be until tomorrow afternoon. Have a good one, Kendra. There's not much going on in Wisconsin other than that one storm up there in Milwaukee. And it's pretty much already out to sea there. Just very weird. Interesting. The Icon model just spit out a tropical system in the Gulf next Saturday. That's new. I wonder if that's just a let's just throw that out there and watch it kind of situation. Outside of severe weather, guys, we got a lot of tropics to watch. We may be covering a tropical system making landfall in the United States this weekend. They're watching this little storm here south of Meade. We'll see if it does anything. Oh, man. It's always good, though, guys, when, like I said, we don't see storms go to fruition or go with their way they're expected. Still going to see storms across these states tonight. It just may not be as, hopefully, as bad as what was forecasted. Yeah, Fremont, all of you guys here west of Omaha, getting in on some wind and some hail. Chicago's good tonight. Not expecting anything for you guys. Heavy thunderstorms caused a no Mander. I did not see that. I'll have to take a look at that. Minnesota not expecting anything crazy for you guys. Wichita, you'll have storms probably around 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, it's really hard to figure out time frame. Just expect storms potentially overnight tonight with all hazards of severe weather possible, tornadoes, wind, and hail. You may get something, you may not. Things are not going the way they were supposed to go anyways as it is right now in terms of there being anything out here. So it's really just kind of a wait and see game. This happens more times than not with timing issues with different setups. Ooh, Bailey, that's gonna be interesting if you got a cruise to go on, especially out of that area. Alrighty. Oh, they finally warned that severe thunderstorm up here in Iowa. Hi, Brittany. Yeah, they finally warned the one up here in Jefferson. Got 60-mile-per-hour winds on that storm. Some small hail. Take a look at the Ohio Valley here. See if we got anything happening. No, most of those storms are pretty much done. Nothing impressive there. Yeah, I saw the tornado warnings in Ohio. I was out at the time that those were happening. We didn't get much of anything here in our backyard. Okay. See what the new update does when it comes in here in a minute. We'll take a look at the new models. Yeah, what we may do, guys, if things trend like this for a little bit longer, We may call stream early. That way we can be on early tomorrow to cover all day tomorrow. Like I said, tonight's more of that conditional threat, meaning things may happen, things may not happen. There still is that threat all night tonight across northern Oklahoma and southern Kansas for tornadoes, wind, and hail. So with tomorrow being the potential for an outbreak. So it really just depends on how these storms organize. They may not even get going until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So we'll just see. I would rather be rested up and ready to go for tomorrow's event than sit on a busted conditional day. Yeah, we'll talk about tomorrow here in just a few minutes. Yeah, just make sure, once again, guys, if you're in these risk zones tonight, Kansas and Oklahoma people, make sure you guys go to bed with alerts on your phones. That way you know where to go if you, or you know what to do if you get a warning. I'm really just not impressed with this. I'm really not impressed with this setup, genuinely. So we'll be on here to cover all day tomorrow. Today, like I said, was that conditional day, meaning things may happen, things may not happen. Just depends. Have a good night, Shauna. I appreciate you for hopping in. I'm gonna give Connor a ring because he's also on stream real quick. Hold on a minute. We're gonna call Connor real quick.
I forgot Matt's my friend. Hey, Matt.
Hey, are you on stream too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We may have issues with tonight.
Yeah. Have you seen the latest HRRR thinking that? First of all, this thing has slowed down a little bit.
Very much.
I'm not seeing anything even potentially reach Tulsa until thinking for 5.
That's what I was thinking too. I just told chat, I said I'm about to probably get off and then just get on super early and cover all day, because if we have a weaker night tonight, tomorrow's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, the 2Z does see like a really mean supercell setup in north central Oklahoma, south central Kansas at around 1 and 2 a.m.
Correct, I saw that, but it's going to also be dependent on those storms. It looks like those storms that are coming off a liberal are what potentially intensifies, I was thinking too, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
Okay.
And models don't know. They don't understand that very well.
Correct, they don't know. And from what I'm seeing, other than what's going up in Iowa right now with the wind and hail, the storms that were coming out of like that slight risk up in Goodland just look like they're falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, Omaha has tons of.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing too significant.
Correct. What are you doing tonight?
I was gonna stream until like 1 in the morning, but
okay.
I'm having the same thoughts. I was telling chat right before you called me but I have no friends. Oh wait, no, not that. I was telling them.
I don't have any
I did say that.
friends.
I was telling them that I was telling them I was looking at the HRRR, and it looks like a little bit of a downtrend that might not even get much severe weather down into really Oklahoma tonight.
Correct. Yeah, the parameters look good. It's just like I think maybe is it our trough timing? Because I was mentioning that in the chat too. The trough just may be late.
That's what I think. Like, I don't know if I said that to you earlier.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, the trough, the low level jet looks like the timing's off.
And that's gonna screw over everything else pretty much, mostly in terms of a higher end event.
Yeah, it's behind. So
interesting. Okay.
I saw that trend this morning when I woke up.
Yeah, I noticed it. I was going to see, looking back at the 18Z earlier and the 12Z today, kind of looking at the timing of when things would initiate this afternoon. And it looked like we already had a pretty big complex of storms at this time on the models earlier this afternoon. Yeah. And it's just not there.
Yeah, we had our main jet streak over this area at like 10, 11 p.m.
Correct.
Last night, and it's nowhere near. I mean, it's not happening.
Yeah, so I may call it and just be up at 6 and be ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Big 5% out there in eastern Oklahoma.
I think we go 10 tomorrow. I personally think so.
Yeah, do you think we get that enhanced? We may get it today, and then today's.
Yeah, they considered it. If you read the day 2 outlook, they considered a higher wind and tornado probability, but they're waiting for early day convection. So either we'll get it tonight at 1 or tomorrow morning. But it's on the table 100%. I think.
What does CSU think?
I think they had 5% earlier. They haven't done the new one for today yet, officially, or for tomorrow yet. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not pulling it up here. All right, interesting.
Yeah.
There's also some. I randomly looked ahead. Thursday could be interesting up in the Mid Atlantic.
I agree.
The Southeast too.
I saw that as well.
So.
Yeah, and then watching our tropical waves too, we're seeing models shift that orange wave further west, closer to the Carolinas too, which I don't like to see. The ensembles this evening, GFS is going wild with something in the Caribbean next week, and on top of that, I'm seeing more ensembles push a landfall this weekend.
Yeah, our 18Z GFS just destroyed everything, but
yeah,
we'll see what our 00Z does. I don't really care too much about the OZ.
Correct. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll get with you tomorrow at some point. I know you work, so if whenever you get a shot at, I'll probably be on stream tomorrow most of the day. So just give me a call.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good, bud. All right, guys. That's Connor. He's also live covering as well. He's freaking awesome. We bounce ideas around. We figure out what we're gonna do. We talk about it. All that stuff. So basically, what we're getting at here is the timing of our trough, which was supposed to kind of help get things organized tonight and allow for a bigger severe weather event, is late. And that's what we were talking about here a minute ago with you guys as well, is that trough timing, the low level jet, which is what's supposed to help amplify that tornado risk, amplify our overall severe weather threat, and make, like I said tonight, become a bigger event, is late. And what that's going to do is it's going to basically throw off everything else in terms of the major threats. Not saying we can't get a organized severe weather threat across this region tonight. It's just going to be either a lot later that it happens, or it's not going to happen at all due to that timing. And so that timing is key. So what that's going to do is potentially play implications on tomorrow's setup being a lot bigger. Now tomorrow, we are actually going to be watching. I'll kind of run over tomorrow with you guys here just briefly so you guys can get an idea of what's going to be happening. Let me pull up our risk for tomorrow. Here's our official risk for tomorrow. We have a slight risk here for eastern Oklahoma, pretty much most of Arkansas and northeast Texas. I do think a level 3 enhanced risk will more than likely be introduced somewhere in this area here, with either a 10% tornado risk, 10 hatch tor risk, potentially a 10% hatch tornado risk, which would be strong tornadoes tomorrow, that EF2 plus potential, and then we'll also have probably a higher wind threat tomorrow. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. My issue was, and this is what we talked about all night tonight, is a weaker night tonight with storms, meaning a less crazier night tonight, would amplify this system being a little bit stronger tomorrow, because there wouldn't be a lot of convection for storms to have an issue with initiating off to tomorrow. So I'm a little bit more concerned about this threat tomorrow. We'll see what happens in the morning when we wake up and we look at things and get on here. But I will be covering tomorrow for you guys pretty much all day long, unlike tonight where it's more conditional. Things didn't come together too well. I still want you guys in Oklahoma and Kansas tonight to be paying attention, please, because we've had crazy things happen where things get timed out a little bit, and then, things get kick-started later on in the nighttime. So I still want you guys weather aware tonight. If you're in Oklahoma, if you're in Kansas, if you're in Missouri, Arkansas, I'm going to be back up early tomorrow morning around 6:30 a.m. I'll get a quick video out to you guys, and we'll hop on live stream and we'll cover all day tomorrow. So like I said, if I was super concerned about anything too crazy, I'd stay on here tonight, but I just don't think it's worth the time of wasting sleep for, is what I'm getting at. So, yeah, that's what me and Connor were kind of talking about. In terms of timing for tomorrow, it's really, like I said, just going to depend on what happens tomorrow. We've really seen the convection for tomorrow, or for tonight, really start to wane. You can see the models. They do pick up on a little bit of an intensity with our storms around midnight to 1 a.m. tonight here, and then eventually this will weaken as it goes eastward. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, these storms are here into southeastern Kansas, potentially northeast Oklahoma. And then eventually tomorrow we'll see these storms set up for tomorrow, and we'll have a bigger threat for severe weather tomorrow afternoon. So I think tomorrow is going to be a bigger day than what today was, clearly, in a nutshell, just given the different things that we're going to have in the atmosphere. So that's something to kind of make note of here. Other than the severe thunderstorm warnings up here into Nebraska and up here into Iowa for wind and hail, there's just not a lot happening tonight, guys. So, and like I said, I don't want to waste y'all's time, and I don't want to waste the team's time sitting on here and kind of covering a nothing burger. So I will say a little bit more convection over here, initiating over here in portions of Texas, Panhandle, and Oklahoma Panhandle here. We'll kind of have to watch this and see what happens with that overnight tonight. But other than that, I think most people can go to sleep tonight. Just have alerts on your phones, because I don't need nobody yelling at me tomorrow saying, oh, I had a tornado warning, I wasn't prepared. That's on you to be prepared, not me to, walk you guys through it. Although I will walk you guys through it because I care and I want to. So, do I have questions on anything? Like I said, timing for tomorrow is really off. We'll just kind of have to reevaluate and look at things in the morning. Do y'all have any questions on anything for tonight or tomorrow before I kind of wrap things up here? I'm going to take advantage of this and get some sleep. That way I can be fresh and ready to go for you guys tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning could be a super long day. I am definitely concerned about tomorrow's setup in Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma for sure. So, Ohio, I'm not expecting anything crazy or anything really severe wise tomorrow. It'll be maybe on Wednesday we see something. Tomorrow will be an afternoon event, and it'll be during the daytime. So we'll probably see storms tomorrow morning, and then they'll initiate through the afternoon hours. That's what it looks to be. Omaha, Nebraska, Elkhorn, you could see some isolated storms tonight. It's definitely possible. Wind and hail will be the primary threats. Very weak tornado risk. Not expecting too much out of that. Severe weather risk for northwest Arkansas in the morning. Very low. If you see anything, potential isolated wind hail threats, I'll be up tomorrow morning already when that stuff gets to you guys. So I'm not super worried about it. Samantha, Oklahoma, I think you guys are going to mostly be okay. Just watch north of Oklahoma City from Tulsa over towards Woodward is kind of where that higher risk zone is at for all hazards of severe weather. Just sleep with alerts on. If you have alerts on your phones, I promise it will save your life. It'll let you know if something's coming. That's what I always tell people. So I'm just not impressed. Meg, we're actually about to get off. It's literally a bust tonight almost. We may see some stuff well after midnight tonight, but it's a big nothing burger. Big nothing burger right now, which is always good to see. We love nothing burgers. We'll take it. I do still think there's a chance we get things going late tonight, but I'd rather get some sleep and get you guys rested up and ready to go for tomorrow. Oklahoma City, there was a chance for storms tonight. There still is a chance for storms tonight. We'll kind of have to watch to the early morning hours. Wind and hail threat for you guys, but most likely we should be okay. Yeah, tomorrow will more than likely be a little bit bigger. There's just not a lot happening with this risk tonight. So I do appreciate you guys, all of my weather team in here. Thank you. I appreciate y'all beyond words. The biggest thing I'll ask for you guys is if you're able to be up tomorrow morning, if we have anything going on, that'd be super awesome. If not, I'll see most of you guys in here throughout the day tomorrow. I'll send out a Discord message to y'all in the morning as well. Once y'all get up, y'all will see that. But yeah, I think we're gonna be okay tonight. So I know you'll be up, Meg. Thank you guys for all the likes, by the way, all the gifts, all the follows. I do appreciate it very much. I'm on the edge of the 5% to our risk. Yeah, Maddie, just be heads up. I'm gonna be getting off stream here in just a few minutes, just because there's just not a lot happening right now. Like I said, we'll see how the afternoon, the overnight hours play out tonight. May play proportions on how tomorrow works out. Just right now, not a lot. These storms are struggling significantly due to timing of our trough being late. So It is a mess. It really looks like an unorganized mess. So that's always good to see. So we'll do more of a tropics update in the morning once we get overnight ensembles and runs in. But I'm going to take advantage of this, guys, and get some sleep. That way, if tomorrow does go crazy, we are here. We are ready to go. And then we've got to talk about the potential for a hurricane or tropical system coming toward the United States this weekend. So it's going to get busy whether we like it or not. We'll take tonight as an advantage, a win-win, hopefully. But I will see you guys back in here tomorrow morning. There may be a video. There may not be, depending on what's happening once I wake up. So other than that, if you guys are good to go, we're going to wrap stream up. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe. Alerts on phones tonight. And then we'll see you guys back in here tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.